Chelsea has just been fined 10 million British pounds sterling and handed a suspended 2-window transfer ban. But what exactly did they do, right? So here's a simple explanation of what exactly happened. So this video might be a little bit long, but please kindly watch to the end. Now, I want you to imagine this, right? Chelsea Football Club wanted to buy players, right? But normally, when a club signs a player, every payment details, every payment involved, right, in that transfer must be declared to the football authorities, which is the FA, and that's the law, right? So that includes the transfer fee paid to the selling club, the agent commission, the payments to intermediaries, right, and any other fee connected to this particular deal, right? Now, the FA, the UEFA, and the English Premier League require this so that they know, where the money went, who was involved, right? Whether the financial rules were followed, very important, and that there was no money laundering, no bribery, no tax evasion, or any conflict of interest, right? What Chelsea was accused of happened between 2011 and 2018, while Roman Abramovich owned the club, right? That was far back. So within the 8-year span, it was discovered that 47.5 million British pounds sterling was allegedly paid via third-party companies, right? So some of those payments went to, unregistered agents. Other payments reportedly went to offshore companies, linked to the selling club or people involved in that transfer window. And these payments were not properly disclosed in the Chelsea official financial filings, right? So that's where the problem is. So I want you guys to, think of it like this. There's a player named Chukwuebuka. So Chukwuebuka cost 30 million pounds sterling, right? Now, everyone thinks that Chelsea paid 30 million for Chukwuebuka, right? That was what the media carried. But behind the scene, another 5 million pounds, million pounds was secretly paid to people involved through another company owned by the owner of Chelsea. You do get the picture now. So if that extra payment is not reported, if it was not reported, that's where the problem starts. You may want to ask, Uche, is buying players illegally the crime? Sincerely, no, not at all, right? The players themselves, like Eden Hazard, David Luiz, Nemanja Matić, Ramirez, name them Samuel Eto'o, Willian, and Shuri, Kennedy, these were the players that was bought between those periods, right? They were legally registered, legal players, football stars, right? Now, the alleged wrongdoing is how some of the money connected to those transfers was paid and reported. That's where the problem is. That's where the issue is, right? It's similar to filing taxes, right? You can earn money legally. Yeah, doing legit business, working your ass out, legally doing your work, right? But if you hide part of it from the tax authority, you have broken the rules. Did you get it now? So why is this a big deal, right? Now, football runs on transparency, very important. So if clubs can secretly pay agents or intermediaries, they could hide the true cost of transfers, right? They could avoid financial regulations, right? Now, they could give themselves an unfair advantage, which Chelsea did within those periods, right? Because when other clubs were trying to follow the rules, Chelsea were doing mago. So it raises questions about the financial integrity of Chelsea. So that's why the FA investigated. But you might want to also ask, Uche, why only a 10 million, fine? Sincerely, I'm asking that question too. But now, this is why many fans are angry, right? Within the period the breaches occurred, right, Chelsea won 3 Premier League, if I'm not mistaken, 2 Champions League that they are using to deaf our ears, right, 2 Europa Leagues, and several domestic cups, right? Now, many fans are arguing that a 10 million fine is tiny compared to, hundreds of millions in prize money they won, increased commercial revenues they gained within those periods, and the sporting success achieved during the era, right? Valid point, valid argument. Other also might want to point out that these current owners were not responsible. So I think we should at least go with that, right? The owners cooperated with the investigators, and the club themselves self-reported, the information after the change of ownership. So because of that, you might say, okay, just give them a leeway. So those factors can reduce sanctions. So in all of this, all those bragging, all those trophies, and now this was what was going on within those periods. Anyway, so maybe Chelsea weren't just an elite club. Maybe they were just elite rule benders and cheaters. But I will let you decide in the comment section. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.